Hello and welcome to the Pretty Good Gaming Daily Triple. That's your no shit gaming news video. 3 news stories in one video with 0 faff. Assassin's Creed has been in a difficult place for the past few years, but that hasn't stopped Ubisoft pushing forward with the latest entry to the franchise, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. As the name suggests, and was leaked multiple times in advance, Valhalla focuses on the Viking era in 873 AD. The game was first teased earlier this week with an 8-hour live stream of artist Boss Logic creating a picture in Photoshop. Then yesterday, Ubisoft officially released a flashy CG cinematic trailer featuring the game's protagonist raiding villages in England and King Alfred the Great preparing for war. The trailer itself doesn't give much away since it's pre-rendered and very similar to all other Assassin's Creed CG trailers, but media outlets have spoken to Ubisoft and have more concrete information. Just like 2018's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Valhalla will feature the choice of a male or female protagonist named Eivor, who will be controlled by returning present-day character Layla Hassan. Players will be able to customize Eivor's hair, beard, war paint, and tattoos, as Ubisoft wants you to be playing the ultimate Viking fantasy. You will be able to equip and customize different gear, and each item is meant to be different, so long as it doesn't dissolve into which stuff has marginally better numbers like in every other recent Ubisoft title since the looter shooter boom, then I'll be happy. Eivor will be able to use bows and dual wield weapons such as axes, hammers, maces, or swords, and will be able to use shields. Thank God. Not having shield in Odyssey was a huge missed opportunity. In addition to traditional Viking weapons, the classic assassin hidden blade makes a return after being absent in Odyssey. Instead of being hidden on the underside of the forearm, it now goes over the top, suggesting more aggressive applications. Vikings are, after all, one of the most notoriously aggressive cultures in history. Altair would be rolling in his grave if he knew he could have kept his finger all along. Apparently, Eivor wears it visible over his forearm because he believes that this is such an awesome weapon, so why would you want to hide it from your enemies? I'm definitely up for the Viking setting, I mean, who doesn't love all those beards and axes, but I'm not sure how the concept of assassination works with the people who prefer to burn and rape their way across the land. Your very own Viking longbow will aid in your pillaging, but this will be used less for naval battles and more for travelling up the waterways of England to raid settlements. Much of your time will be spent at your homestead, which can be upgraded with new buildings and features, such as a barracks for your raiders, a blacksmith for new weapons, and even a tattoo parlor. Lead producer Julien Laferre explained that it's your Viking village which you'll see prosper and grow and which your clanmates live in. It's at the center of our quests and the center of the decisions you make. We want players to see the consequences of their actions. Character choices and RPG elements make a return and are set to take center stage even more than before, with harsh choices you have to face. Assassin's Creed 3 had a homestead which players populated but wasn't very fleshed out and was at times a chore to work through, so hopefully Valhalla has found a way to make it more compelling. Odyssey went balls deep into RPG territory with its weapons and gear, but to me personally, this left a lot to be desired with the combat. Everything felt too loose, and you were just chipping away at a spongy health bar. That seems to be something Ubisoft Montreal wants to avoid. As creative director Ashraf Ismail told Game Informer, well, the Viking Age was really brutal. We needed to deliver that. Some of the key terms we were using early in the project were visceral, crunchy, brutal, weighty. We wanted every swing of an axe to mean something. You can feel it. Now that sounds really promising, but we'll have to wait and see. Let me deal damage, not numbers. Ismail worked on Assassin's Creed Origins and Black Flag, which are both widely considered to be among the best in the whole franchise. In my opinion, Black Flag is the best because it's the least Assassin's Creedy and a solid pyro action game, so I'm hoping for more of the same here. Just give me a really good Viking game, not necessarily a really good Assassin's game. Ubisoft CEO Igor Mo said at the end of last year that the company was changing the way it operates in the wake of back-to-back failures with The Division 2 and Ghost Recon Breakpoint, so if that's actually true, Assassin's Creed Valhalla could be quite promising, but I'll believe it when I see it. Laferre also assured that the game's villain will be more compelling and nuanced than he appears in the trailer. Alfred the Great helped make England what it is today by uniting the disparate parts of the country to fight off the Viking invaders. History typically paints him as more of a hero, so it will be interesting to see him painted as a villain this time, not unlike how he was in Netflix's The Last Kingdom. The trailer clearly draws a lot of inspiration from the History Channel's Vikings TV show, but that's not a bad thing since the show is fairly historically accurate and pretty entertaining if you're looking for a decent medieval action show after Game of Thrones disappointed absolutely everyone.
And who has a better story than Bran the Broken?
The game will apparently start in the Viking Scandinavian homeland, but will predominantly be set in England, but you will visit a few surprise areas. Mythology will play a significant role in the game, much like how it did with Origins and Odyssey, so I'd expect it to be closer to those titles than the traditional Assassin's Creed formula. The game being called Valhalla should be the biggest giveaway. So far, all this sounds like a pretty decent Viking game to me, but I'm not sure how well it will work as an Assassin's Creed game, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Vikings aren't exactly known for their stealth tactics, and we don't have to wait long to find out what the game actually looks like, as the gameplay is set to be unveiled next Thursday at 4 PM UK time, which is 8 AM Pacific time or 11 AM Eastern time. Despite what the promo material may suggest to some, the game is not an Xbox exclusive and will be available on Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PS4, PS5 and PC when it launches at the end of the year. Does Assassin's Creed with a Viking setting appeal to you, or are you too burnt out on Ubisoft titles to give a shit? I mean, it's still got all the usual Ubisoft pre-order bullshit, so some things never change. Let me know in the comments. Assassin's Creed Valhalla won't be the only game that will get gameplay revealed next week, as it's part of a wider Microsoft event. The event next Thursday promises to show off actual games for the Xbox Series X. In raw numbers, the system is more powerful than the PS5, but what it really needs to win over gamers is actual games, so it's about time Microsoft finally showed some. The most obvious thing to expect would be information on Halo Infinite, since it's currently Microsoft's only major exclusive that's in the works. However, this won't be coming until another showcase later this summer. The game is set to launch in 2020 and will most likely be a launch title for the new Xbox Series X system. Aaron Greenberg, general manager of Xbox Games Marketing, pointed out that Thursday's showcase is for Xbox partners, i.e. second and third party studios. While the impact of the current Foster's Fever situation has been fairly minimal on console production, games are reportedly another story. Speaking with CNBC, Xbox head Phil Spencer explained that the bigger unknown is probably the game production. Game production is a large-scale entertainment activity now. You have hundreds of people coming together, building assets, working through creative. Without any games, no one's gonna buy the Xbox Series X. That's pretty obvious.
Obviously.
No matter how many games Microsoft shows off next week, if none of them are ready for launch, it will all be for nothing. Hopefully, Microsoft can figure things out and actually ship something for us to play this Christmas, otherwise it won't matter how powerful your console is. And finally, The Last of Us Part 2 is having a rough go of it at the moment after leaks shook the internet earlier this week. Spoilers are everywhere, probably even in this comment section, so just be careful and don't be a dick if you do know them. The game's huge install size has been hinted to be over 100 gigabytes, which backs up the developers' claims of it being the studio's most ambitious title. That's pretty massive for a non-open world, purely single-player game with no multiplayer, and it's more than twice the size of the original's 47 gigabytes for the remastered version. A game like Red Dead Redemption 2 having an install size that massive is more understandable since it's an enormous open world, so I'm excited to see how The Last of Us fills that space, or if it's just poorly optimized. The game recently got an updated release date of June 19th, so we don't have long to wait to find out quite how big it really is. And that's it for today. If you like this no shit format, go ahead and give the video a like to give it a boost, hit subscribe and the bell to stay notified about all future installments. Toss a coin to your YouTuber over at patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. I've been Henry Cooper. That's all for today. Bye for now.